At what point does a misleading statement, a legend, a myth, a non truth, a lie become the truth? There's an old saying that if you repeat a lie enough, if you repeat a lie over and over again, people are going to believe it. And that's what's happened with this Les Paul. This 1959 Les Paul has been covered, blanketed in lies for decades. Literally, probably since the late 60s. So let's just say 1970, 80, 90, 2000, 2010, 2050 years of lies around this guitar. 50 years of hype that has turned into truths, even though they're provably false. And I'm going to do a sound demo against this guitar right here, where I play a modern day guitar, a modern day Les Paul, a Les Paul traditional that sounds better than this guitar. The guitar I have sounds better than this 1959 Les Paul. And I have proof. I'm going to play it in the video. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go over some lies that are being told specifically about this guitar, but about Les Pauls from 59 in general. Listen to what they say. Now, these guys are making money. So it's in their interest to perpetuate the lie. Because if they go, well, yeah, I mean, it's a good sounding guitar. We have lots that sound better, but, this is a good sounding guitar. Really? Yeah, I mean, it's a good sound. Well, how much is it? That's $385,000. Hmm. No, they're going to go, this guitar? Oh, man, this guitar sounds great. This guitar has otherworldly tone. So no, it doesn't sound like a Les Paul. No, 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 no. It has otherworldly tone. Has otherworldly feel. What does that mean? It means you're touching the guitar and it's otherworldly. You can't touch any other Les Paul, and it's not any other Les Paul you touch. Well, it's just a Les Paul. This one, it's otherworldly. When you put it in your hands, it's otherworldly. I love that. And otherworldly sustain. That is a lie. That is a literal lie. I will right now. I mean, I can't do a test on sustain, but I guarantee you that my guitar sustains as long as this one or longer, because I'm amazed by it. When I hit a low E string and I'm watching it, register up on when I'm recording it, it just keeps going and going. And then when it even appears to tail off, it's still going, and I have to stop the string. So I guarantee you with 100% certainty, this guitar does not sustain more than my guitar, or they're just about equal. So there's a lie. And look what you're getting. This guitar, guys, I'm sorry. It looks like a baby puked on it. Like, I mean, this guitar looks like there was no name for this color because it was originally a burst, a supposedly a tobacco sunburst or a cherry sunburst, but it's turned into something that looks like a baby puked on it. They should call this color baby puke. You ever seen baby? Look at it. It looks like a baby puked on this guitar. What's so great about this color? You can't even call it a burst. It's not even there because Gibson used inferior dyes when they made this guitar, and it faded out. and it faded out. So now it looks like a baby puked on it. So, you know, this is the guitar that I do a sound demonstration against to show you that you can buy a modern day guitar that plays just as good as sounds just as good as this 1959. It's $350,000. Now, Carter Vintage had one for sale, and at least they don't lie as much as, what is this place called? Music Emporium. They just kind of go, well, it's a model number this, it's a model number that, it's 58, it's 59 build, has 58 style frets refretted. Now, here's where they lie. The neck feels closer to a 58 in size. This is one of the biggest lies told about these guitars. Okay. That there are neck sizes to these guitars. That's one of the biggest lies told about this guitar, that there's a neck size to this guitar. If you ever heard, I'll repeat the lie for you exactly. Here's how it goes. The 58 has a big fat neck. The 59 is perfect. And the 60 is the depth. It's more shallow. It's thinner. That's the lie. The 58 is a big, huge baseball bat neck. The 59 is perfect, absolutely perfect. And the 60 is more shallow. In other words, it's not as fat this way, like this. When you're grabbing it like this curve right here is less. So the curve on the bottom of the neck is not baseball bat, it's less. It's like this. That is true. In 1960, okay, look, this is how it works out to be believable, that there's a 59 neck that's perfect. So the lie is the 59 neck is perfect. The 58 is too fat, 60 is too thin, therefore the 59 is perfect. Like Gibson did something where they kind of were working with these necks, and this one was too fat, and then they did this one, and then this one's too thin, therefore the one in the middle is perfect. That's the one they got. It was perfect. And it's a lie. It's a straight up lie. In 1960, Gibson made all of their necks with less depth in them, all of them, throughout the whole factory. It wasn't just the Les Paul. It was every guitar they made became a more shallow profile this way. Not wide this way, this way. They made it more shallow. Every one of them. Okay. In 1958, they did make a fatter neck, because in 1960, they made it more shallow. But that doesn't mean in 1959 that it was some transitional neck that was perfect. But you'll hear this lie often. Oh, the 59 neck is perfect because the 58 is too fat and the 60 is too thin. Well, in 1959, there's a guy who collects these guitars. His name's Whit Rock. His last name's Whit Rock. And he will say, I'm not making this up. He said it. And he's owned many of these guitars. Okay. He said that the 59 neck being perfect is a lie. He said in 1959, you could have a fat neck, you could have a thin neck, you could have a thinner neck, you could have there's all kinds of necks that happened in 1959, all kinds of them. There was no uniform 1959 perfect neck. There was none. There's no 1959 neck. That's the lie. There's a 1959 neck and it's perfect. There's not. And this even proves it, because they go, well, the neck feels closer to a 58 in size. So in 1959, there's a fat neck. It's not perfect. It's a fat neck. So there's another lie. In this idea, right? This idea that you could just make that you could make something better in 1959 than you can in 2024 to me is illustrated by this picture. Here's a 1959 Corvette and here's a 2024 Corvette. Now, are you going to tell me that this car is somehow more advanced, uh, has more features? I mean, it's just we haven't come anywhere. We can't. No, look at this. Look at the difference here between the factory that produced this and the factory that produced this. And are you telling me that there is no way that Gibson could have produced a guitar this good ever since 1959? When this car was made in 1959. This car was made in 1959. This car was made in 2024. This guitar was made in 1959. So are you telling me that Gibson has never, ever, ever been able to make a guitar that's this good? It's a lie. It's 100% lie. Here, look. I went through. They have a sound video of a guy named Duke Levine playing this guitar. Uh, and by the way, Duke Levine, never heard of the guy, don't know who he is, but let me tell you something. He's a guitar master. Much respect to Duke Levine. Guy is great. Okay. And he demos the guitar. So you can hear how great, you can hear how otherworldly it is. Well, I imitated him, which took some work, by the way. The guy is good, real good. The subtleties he's using is mind blowing. So I learned one of the little licks in the video, and then I dialed up a sound on a guitar modeler. Okay, this is not an amp. I'm not using an amp. Okay, so in my opinion, a guitar through an amp sounds better than an amp modeler. So, and that's my opinion. So there's a little bit in there that I can't get because he's using a real amp and I'm not. So you have to factor that in, of course. And of course, he's touching the guitar in a certain way. He's got a certain pick, a certain gauge string. But listen how close they are. Listen, don't judge it based on, well, this 1959, it sounds so much, it sounds better than this one, or this modern day guitar sounds better. No, just hear how close they are. And just so you can get past the myth that the 1959 is otherworldly sounding. Here's the clip. Now, come on, man. Come on. It's not there's nothing otherworldly about the tone of the guitar. There's nothing otherworldly about the sustain of the guitar. So, once again, don't get caught up in the hype of this 1959 guitar that has a $350,000 price tag on it, like it's some otherworldly, and I'm making these videos because I've heard this literally for decades. For decades. This lie has been circulating for literally decades. So yeah, I'm going off on this guitar because I'm sick of hearing these lies. And now that we have actual examples, we can listen to the guitar, We can hear its quote unquote otherworldly tone, and we can know, well, that tone that you got, it's a good guitar. I'm not saying the guitar sounds bad. I'm not saying that the Gibson Les Paul from 59 sounds bad. I'm saying it ain't otherworldly. It ain't that special. And it certainly is not worth $350,000.